Hello students, in this video lesson we will study how vaccines or immunization provide a disease-specific means of prevention. Medical science has devised a way of supplying ready-made antibodies. These ready-made antibodies, when injected into the body, assist the body to fight microbes before its own defense mechanism have come into operation. Animals such as horses are used to produce antitoxins against diseases such as diphtheria, tetanus, etc. Therefore, as a general principle, we can fool our immune system into developing a memory for a particular infection by putting something that mimics the microbes and their toxins that we want to vaccinate against into the body. This does not actually cause the disease, but this would prevent any subsequent exposure to the infecting microbe from turning into an actual disease. There are now vaccines available against many infectious diseases. These vaccines provide a disease-specific means of prevention. There are vaccines against typhoid fever, cholera, diphtheria, tetanus, whooping cough, measles, and many others. These form the public health program of childhood immunization for preventing infectious diseases. Like, for example, our government was running a health program for the eradication of polio from our country. For this, several polio booths were set up all over the country, and the polio vaccine was distributed for free, and this vaccine is an oral vaccine. It was also distributed door to door for free, and this vaccine is for children up to the age of 5 years. Now, because of this program, our country is now polio free. Let us now see some of the infectious or communicable diseases. Now, the communicable diseases are classified into following types according to the nature of their pathogen. Now, what are pathogens? Pathogens are the infectious agents which cause the infectious diseases. The first type of communicable diseases are viral diseases. These are caused by viruses, for example, common cold, influenza, dengue, fever, smallpox, rabies, AIDS, polio, etc. The next type of communicable diseases are bacterial diseases. These are caused by bacteria, for example, tuberculosis, cholera, typhoid, diarrhea, etc. Next type of diseases are protozoan diseases. These are caused by protozoas, for example, malaria, sleeping sickness, etc. Next type of diseases are fungal diseases, which are caused by fungi, for example, ringworm, athlete's foot, etc. And the last type of communicable diseases are helminth diseases. These are caused by the helminthes, which are the flatworms and the roundworms, for example, elephantiasis, etc. Now, why is the study of infectious agents an important factor in deciding what kind of treatment is to be taken? See children, members belonging to different groups, that means the viruses, bacteria and so on, have many biological characteristics in common. Common biological characteristics mean that many biochemical processes inside their cells are similar. Therefore, a drug that can block or stop any one of these biochemical mechanisms in one member of the group will be effective against many other members of that group. But the same drug will not work against a microbe belonging to a different group. Let us take an example of antibiotics used for treating bacterial diseases. They commonly block biochemical pathways important for the bacteria. The antibiotic penicillin blocks the bacterial biochemical processes involved in cell wall synthesis. As a result, the growing bacteria becomes unable to make cell walls and it will die. The penicillin have no such effect on human body, as human cells do not make a cell wall. Penicillin have this effect on those bacteria that use such biochemical processes for cell walls. Similarly, most of the antibiotics work against many species of bacteria rather than simply working against one. Viruses live and multiply inside host cells. They do not have their own biochemical pathways, so they depend for them on their host. As a result, antibiotics, those are effective against bacteria, do not work against viral infections. For example, the common cold is a viral disease, and taking of antibiotics does not reduce the severity or the duration of this disease. Sometimes we suffer from both bacterial infection and viral infection during cold. At this time, use of antibiotics will help. But antibiotic will work only against the bacterial infection and not the viral infection. Now I hope you will be able to define what is immunization. Immunization is the development of immunity against a particular disease. A vaccine is made either from a suspension of dead disease organisms or from germs which are very similar to those which cause a serious disease, but are actually harmless. When such vaccines are injected, the body responds by producing antibodies. These antibodies remain in the blood and thereby make the body immune to the diseases. Now in the next video lesson, we will study about some viral diseases like influenza, rabies, jaundice, AIDS and polio by studying about their mode of transmission, symptoms, prevention and control.